we're going to discuss the topic, What is Drug? By Professor Swaminathan Kirahanam. Contact mail ID, profsamiacademy@gmail.com. Slide number 2, Definition and Meaning of Drug. Until the end of the 19th century, medicines were natural organic or inorganic products, mostly dried, but also fresh, plants or plant parts. These might contain substances possessing healing, therapeutic properties, or substances exerting a toxic effect. The drug is derived from the French word drogue, which means a dry herb. Drugs, substances that act on biological systems at the chemical, molecular level and alter their functions. A drug is a chemical substance that produces a change in body function. Slide number 3, Definition and Meaning of Drugs. Continue. A pharmaceutical drug, also referred to as medicine, medication or medicament, can be loosely defined as any chemical substance intended to be used for 1. Prevention of disease, for example, vaccine. 2. Medical diagnosis, for example, identified the disease by test kit, etc. 3. Cure disease, for example, painkillers, infection etc. broken bar. 4. Reduce symptoms or control the disease, for example, the drug used to treat diabetes and hypertension etc. 5. Enhance mental well-being, for example, drugs for insomnia, depression and psychotic disorders. According to WHO, World Health Organization, drug is any substance or product that is used or intended to be used to modify or explore the physiological system or pathological states for the benefit of the recipient. Slide number 4, Perception of drug. Drugs are usually distinguished from endogenous biochemicals by being introduced from outside the organism. For example, insulin is a hormone that is synthesized in the body. It is called a hormone when it is synthesized by the pancreas inside the body, but if it is introduced into the body from outside, it is called a drug. Many natural substances such as beers, wines, and some mushrooms, blur the line between food and drugs, as when ingested they affect the functioning of both mind and body. Slide number 5, Principles of drug action. Drugs, except those gene-based, do not impart new functions to any system, organ or cell. They only alter the pace of ongoing activity. The basic types of drug action can be broadly classed as 1. Stimulation, 2. Depression, 3. Irritation, 4. Replacement, 5. Cytotoxic action. 1. Stimulation. It refers to selective enhancement of the level of activity of specialized cells. For example, adrenaline stimulates the heart, and pilocarpine stimulates salivary glands. However, excessive stimulation is often followed by depression in that function. 2. Depression. It means a selective diminution of activity of specialized cells. For example, barbiturates depress CNS. 3. Irritation. Mild irritation may stimulate associated function. For example, bitters increase salivary and gastric secretion. Counterirritants increase blood flow to the site. 4. Replacement. This refers to the use of natural metabolites, hormones or their congeners in deficiency states. For example, levodopa in Parkinsonism, insulin in diabetes mellitus, iron in anemia. 5. Cytotoxic action. Selective cytotoxic action for invading parasites or cancer cells, attenuating them without significantly affecting the host cells, is utilized for cure, palliation of infections and neoplasms. For example, penicillin, chloroquine, zidovudine, cyclophosphamide, etc. Slide number 6, Principles of drug production. The drug could refer equally well to the dried leaves of peppermint, dried lime blossoms, dried flowers and leaves. Soaking plants or plant parts in alcohol, ethanol, creates a tincture. In this process, pharmacologically active constituents of the plant are extracted by the alcohol. Using a natural product or extract to treat a disease thus usually entails the administration of a number of substances possibly possessing very different activities. For example, for opium, poppy plants get raw opium, then prepare opium tincture, which can able to extract morphine, codeine, narcotic, and piperine etc. Slide number 7, Principles of Drug Production from Synthetic Sources. The early days of drug discovery and development were lonely. Scientists in the 19th century made discoveries often driven synthetically. We currently rely on the synergistic collaboration across the organic and medicinal chemistry areas, for accelerating the rational identification and design of lead compounds. Chemical synthesis is the skill set at the heart of discovering new drug molecules. The pharmaceutical industry employs thousands of chemists who craft compounds by a complex and carefully planned step-by-step synthetic process. For example, paracetamol is prepared from p-nitrophenol by reduction of the nitro group into an amino group, then, p-aminophenol undergoes acetylating with acetic anhydride, in the presence of adding 3-4 drops of concentrated sulfuric acid as catalyst. Thank you for your attention. Further information, kindly contact profsamiacademy@gmail.com. Disclaimer: this channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel are meant for educational purposes only.